Good morning, student. This is our second session. Okay, in the first chapter, we studied about the sentence. Okay, so this is the second chapter, subject and predicate. Okay, so in the first chapter, we studied what is a sentence. So, just let's recall what is a sentence. A sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense or complete meaning is called a sentence. Okay. Example, the sun rises in the east. Okay. And in that first chapter we studied kinds of sentences also. Okay. So you must revise all those sentence and kinds of sentences. So the next chapter is chapter 2, subject and predicate. Okay, so just keep your copy and pen ready and you can write also. Okay, so here all sentences can be separated into two main parts. Okay, so all sentences can be separated into two main parts. Okay, so when we make a sentence, okay, when we write a sentence, it has two parts. It has two main parts. One is the subject and the predicate. Okay, so a sentence can be divided into two parts, subject and predicate. Clear? Each sentence can be divided into two main parts, subject and predicate. Okay. So let's start first of all with the subject. What is the subject? Okay. So just look at here, I have written. What is the subject? So the part which names the person or thing we are speaking about. This is called the subject of the sentence. Okay. So you can say the doer of the action is subject. Okay. So when we make a sentence, we name in the subject, we name some person or things. Okay. So the part which names the person or thing we are speaking about. The part which names the person or thing we are speaking about. This is called the subject of the sentence. Okay. In another way, subject is a doer of the action. You can say subject is that part of a sentence about which something is said, or you can say subject is the doer of the action. Okay, so for example, here I have written one example. She waters the plants regularly. So here I have already separated. You can see in the full sentence this she waters the plants regularly. Where is the subject? She. And rest are predicate. I'll detail this also afterwards. So what is the subject? Doer of the action. Doer of the action is called the subject. Okay, or the part which names the person or thing we are speaking about is called the subject. Okay, so here you can see this example, and mainly it is noun or a pronoun. Mainly you will find in the subject noun or pronoun. Okay, so most of the places you will get noun and pronoun as a subject. Okay, and now come to the predicate. What is predicate? So the part which tells something about the subject, that is called the predicate of the sentence. The part which tells something about the subject, that is called the predicate of the sentence. Okay, so predicate is that part of a sentence which tells something about the subject, and it refers to the verb together with the rest of the sentence. Okay, you will find in a predicate verb, it is very important. Okay, in predicate part you will definitely find the verb. Okay, it refers to the verb together with the rest of the sentence. Okay, so verb plus object you will get. Okay, verb and object you will get in the part of predicate, verb and object. Clear? So the predicate is that part of a sentence which tells something about the subject. Okay, it tells something about the subject, and it refers to the verb together with the rest of the sentence. Okay, and you can see here in example the part which tells something about the subject. Here, waters the plants regularly. Okay, waters the plant regularly. So waters, this is the verb. Okay, and this is the verb, so it refers to the verb together with the rest of the sentence. Okay, and this part tells something about the subject. No, this part, this predicate part tells something about the subject. Okay, so this part is called predicate. Because waters the plants regularly, it refers to the subject. Okay, it refers to the subject. So the part which tells something about the subject, that is called the predicate of the sentence. Okay, and verb is very important. Verb, we will definitely get the verb in predicate part. Okay, we will not get in the subject part any verb. We will get verb in the predicate part. Okay, so one more example I am giving here. One more example. So many examples, just you can see. I have already separated subject and predicate. You can see I have made a kind of chart. Okay, and I have already separated subject and predicate. Here are some examples. Okay, so the first example is, this shop opens at 10 o'clock. This shop opens at 10 o'clock. Okay, so in the first example, just see here, this shop, this is the subject, and rest are opens at 10 o'clock. This part is called predicate. Okay, so sometimes the subject of the sentence, okay, sometimes it can be in one word also, two word, and sometimes it comes in group of words. Okay, so here you can see this shop, it is here two words are there. This is subject, and here you will see, we could not hear their voice. We could not hear their voice. Here as a subject we are getting only one word. Okay, and in the predicate part, just see, everywhere verb is there. Everywhere opens, could, bought, are, were. Okay, so you will find here main verb and helping verb. Okay, you will see everywhere verb will come in the part of predicate only. Okay, we will not get verb part in the subject. Verb part we will get in the predicate. Okay, so the another example here, my uncle bought a new car last week. So here what is the subject? My uncle. Who bought a car last week? we put up the question, who bought a car last week? So answer is coming, my uncle. Okay, so my uncle. This is the doer of the action, my uncle. Okay, and bought a new car last week. Here bought is verb and rest are already I told you it refers to the verb together with the rest of the sentence in the predicate part. Okay, so it refers to the verb together with the rest of the sentence. So this in the predicate part it is very important, verb is there. Okay, so we will find the verb. This is the another way we can identify this part is predicate. So verb will be given. Now the next example is, they are our neighbors. They are our neighbors. Another example. So who are our neighbors? They. We are just asking the question, just who are our neighbors? So we are getting the answer they. So the subject is a part of a sentence about which something is said, doer of the action, and what receives the action, that is the predicate part. Okay, so they are our neighbors. So easily we can identify in this sentence where is the subject, they is the subject and rest are predicate. Okay, so come to the next example. The tops of the mountains were covered with snow. As you can see, the tops of the mountains were covered with snow. So here just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words are coming. Okay, 5 words are coming in the subject. It doesn't mean this is not the subject. Okay, sometimes we get subject as a one word, two word, and sometimes we get a group of words. So this is the example of a group of words. Okay, so the tops of the mountains, this whole part is subject. Were covered with snow, this part is predicate. This part include, just you will see here verb is coming, no, were covered with the snow. So were covered with snow, this part is predicate. Okay, so here it is not necessary that everywhere we will get one word, he, we, they, or any name. Okay, or here I have written like this, shop, my uncle. Okay, it is not necessary. Sometime it comes in a group of words also. Okay, sometime it comes in the group of words. So that is also the subject. And from the verb till end, rest of the sentence, that is called the predicate. So the verb together with the rest of the sentence, this part is called predicate. Okay, so the predicate is the part of a sentence which tells something about the subject. Okay, which tells something about the subject, and it refers to the verb together with the rest of the sentence. It refers, as you can see, the verb. Okay, the verb together with the rest of the sentence is called predicate. This is the part you can see here. Okay, I hope you understood this. Again, just revise. What is the subject? Subject is the part of a sentence which is a part of a sentence about which something is said. Okay, so what is the subject? Doer of the action. Doer of the action is called a subject. Another way, the subject is a part of a sentence about which something is said. Okay, we name some person or thing in the subject. So that is called the subject. And the predicate, again, the predicate is that part of a sentence which tells something about the subject. Okay, so predicate tells something about the subject. Predicate tells something about the subject. Okay, and the verb together with the rest of the sentence. It refers to the verb together with the rest of the sentence. It is very important. In the predicate part, definitely we will get the verb. Okay, we will get the verb. So till now I hope it is clear. Subject and predicate. Subject is the doer of the action. Subject is a part of a sentence about which something is said. And the predicate is the part of a sentence which tells something about the subject. Which tells something about the subject. Okay. Now just you can see I have already taught you the subject. It can be in one word also, two word and group of words also. Okay, so this much I hope it is clear now. Okay, so the another thing I want to tell you one more thing. Just see here some other examples I have written. Okay, so here I have written the subject of a sentence usually comes first, but occasionally it is put after the predicate. Okay, so the usually it comes, okay, you can see it comes first. Most of the places in the first one, you can see this one subject. See the example. Generally in most of the places you will find the subject first. In a sentence usually it comes first. Okay, but occasionally it is put after the predicate also. Okay, so the subject of a sentence usually comes first, but occasionally it is put after the predicate. Okay, so first other example already I have given. This kind of sentences I have written. You can see here all the subject. You can see this shop, it has come first. We, it has come first. My uncle bought a new car last week. This my uncle is the subject in a sentence. You can see here this has come first. They, it has also come first. The tops of the mountains, it has also come first. Okay, and the last one we are getting the predicate. Last one we are getting the predicate. Okay, but sometimes, occasionally, I have already said, sometimes it occasionally it is put after the predicate also. Okay, so occasionally it is put after the predicate. Occasionally it is put after the predicate. Generally it comes at first, and sometimes it is also used after the predicate. Here is one example I have written. Here some two examples I have written. Here comes the bus. Here comes the bus. So in this sentence you can see here comes the bus. I have already marked here. This part is called the predicate and the bus is the subject. Okay. Here comes, it is the predicate, the bus, subject. So you can see here predicate part has come first, no? Predicate part has come first and the subject part, it has come at last after the predicate. Okay. So sometime occasionally it is put after the predicate also. This kind of examples are also correct. This is not wrong. So sometimes you will see predicate part first and the subject part after the predicate or at last. Okay, so this example, here comes predicate part, the bus, subject. Okay, so in the predicate part you can see comes. This is verb. Comes is verb. Okay, so we already know in the predicate part we get verb. In the predicate part we get verb. Just see, opens, could, bought are were. In the predicate parts we get verb. Okay, it refers to the verb together with the rest of the sentence. I already told about it. Okay, so just you can see this one, but here occasionally it is put after the predicate also. Here comes the bus. So here comes is the predicate, the bus is the subject. Another example, down below in the valley flowed the river. Down below in the valley flowed the river. So here also down below in the valley flowed. This full part is called predicate. The river is called the subject. Okay. So in this sentence you can also see predicate part has come first. In this sentence, in this example, predicate part has come first and the subject part has come at last. Predicate part has come first, you can see down below in the valley flowed. This part has come first. And the river, this is the subject, this part has come at the last. So, I already told you occasionally it is put after the predicate also. Such kinds of examples you will find somewhere. Okay, you will get such kind of examples. Okay, so it is not necessary, we get the subject always at the first. Okay, it is not necessary the subject of a sentence, it will come first only. Sometimes or occasionally after the predicate also subject comes. Okay, occasionally and sometimes it also comes after the predicate. Clear? So here are the examples where the subject has come first. Okay, and here are the examples, two examples where the subject has come at last. Okay, so I hope it is clear now. Okay, now come to the next topic in subject and predicate only. I'll show something. In the previous chapter you already studied about the kinds of sentences. There we studied sentence and kinds of sentence. So there we studied how many kinds of sentences we studied? 4 kinds of sentences. Okay, so in that assertive or declarative sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence and exclamatory sentence. Okay, so in that third kind of sentence I just taught you in the previous chapter, imperative sentence. So here you will see here, in that also I told you an imperative sentence does not have a subject. Subject remains understood in these sentences. Okay, subject remains understood in these sentences. In the previous chapter also I taught you that in imperative sentences subjects are hidden. Okay, subject is always you, but it is understood, it is hidden. So in imperative sentences, an imperative sentence does not have a subject. Subject remains understood in these kind of sentences. Some examples you can see. Sit down. Open the window. Put the book back on the shelf. So first of all, in imperative sentences we get the command, request, advice, suggestion. I already taught you. Okay, in the first chapter, what is an imperative sentence? Already I taught you. Okay, so a sentence that expresses a command or request. command, request, suggestion, instructions. Already I taught you in the first chapter. So here you will see that subject, we don't write the subject, it is understood. Okay, it is hidden, and it is understood that subject is always you. It is understood that subject is always you. So you can see, sit down, open the window, put the book back on the shelf. Here subject is not mentioned here. We don't mention the subject in imperative sentence. It is understood and it is hidden. Okay. So these are the examples. Sit down. To whom I am saying sit down? You. You sit down. Okay. So you, we don't write here you. Okay. It is understood. Open the window. So you open the window. Put the book back on the shelf. You put the book back on the shelf. So subject is always you in imperative sentence, and we don't write in imperative sentence you. It is hidden. It is hidden. It is understood. Clear? So these are the examples I have written of imperative sentence where I have not written the subject but it is understood. Clear? So I hope you understood the topic, subject and predicate. Okay. So I just remind again, what is the subject? The subject is that part of a sentence about which something is said. Okay. The subject is that part of a sentence about which something is said. And what is the predicate? Predicate is that part of a sentence which tells something about the subject. Predicate is that part of a sentence which tells something about the subject. And one more thing in the predicate part, verb is very important. It refers to the verb together with the rest of the sentence. Okay, it refers to the verb together with the rest of the sentence. It is very important thing. We will get verb in the predicate part. Clear? So I hope you understood all the topic here, subject and predicate. So one thing I want to give one homework, you can say. Okay. So just wait. You can see here this book. Okay. The first exercise, as you can see, okay, this is the homework I am giving you. Okay. So look at the sentences below and separate the subject and the predicate. This is the exercise. Look at the sentences below and separate the subject and predicate. Here are examples. You can see, these students are very intelligent. These students are, one only I will solve, and rest of the examples, rest of the statements you will solve. You can write in your copy. Okay. Just you can make the chart like that. Just see here it is given. You can make the chart, you can make the column like that. One part you just make for the subject, another part you make for the predicate. And in the subject part you will write the subject, in the predicate part you will write predicate. Clear? So just see these statements. You can see. Okay. Okay. Just see here. These students are very intelligent. I know you all are, you know the answer. I know you, all of you know the answer. I know. Okay. So, but still I am giving first answer. Rest of the second to 10 you will do. Okay. So, these students are very intelligent. Where is the subject? Where is the subject here? These students. Okay. Where is the subject? These students. So these students, this is the subject. Are very intelligent. Rest of the part, are very intelligent. Are very intelligent, this part is predicate. Okay, are very intelligent, this part is predicate. Okay, so in the subject column you will write these students. In the subject column you will write these student, and in the predicate column you will write are very intelligent. Clear? I hope you understood how to do this exercise. Okay, so the next one, you from the 2nd to 10 you can write in your copy. Okay, that I'm not going to solve, you will solve. I hope you easily you can solve this exercise. You have to separate subject and predicate. Okay, so just I'm going to end the topic now. Okay, thank you.